welcome to Friday Facts number 400. Chart, search, and pins with my good friend, the Pinned Mojo. How you doing, mate?
Hello. I feel forbidden today.
You
for
feel
some
forbidden?
Reason. Don't know why.
Okay. A forbidden pin. Okay. So the devs have already pointed out that they've added search boxes to just about every part of the game, except they've gone one better. They're now adding it to the game itself, like every part of the game. Yeah. So rather than just being able to search through context windows for, where the hell is the boiler, or more importantly, the one I can never find is the liquid pump, because you sort of use it. Well, you use it early game when you put together your first power setup, the liquid pump, and then you don't touch it again until you get to nuclear. It has nothing in the middle game. I guess it has oil.
I mean, to be fair, I don't even use it in nuclear because I just put down the blueprint.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
You put it down once in early game and that's it.
Yeah, you probably
And
put
then
it down
again
for
for
oil.
base.
Yeah, it's one of those things. And even then, it's probably quicker just to look on the map and press Q on top of it and then put it down. Yeah, okay. So they've added search.
In fairness, yes, that's what I do most of the searching. Is just find one on the map.
Yeah, I know where I placed that last. So, the devs wanted to search for things when they weren't inside a context menu, i.e. where the hell did who build what in the base, because this is what happens with multiplayer. So they added map-wise search. And we got a little video demonstration. Yep. Which brings up remote view, which is our new version of map view. You're just remote viewing the current planet you happen to be on. And yeah, we search for lasers and then we search for batteries. Now, the only thing I don't really like with this little demonstration is as you start typing, it starts dragging around the screen instantly to whatever letter goes in first. So lasers went to, I don't know, and landfill. And then batteries, the first B went to belts, transport belts. Then BA went to plastic bars for reasons. And then BAT went to batteries. I think maybe we need a delay in there.
It's actually worth stepping through that as a typing in batteries and you'll see all the different things highlight, including a train stop.
Yes, there are train stops. They did mention train stops in there. But I don't know about the instantly flicking around the map. That's the real thing that gets me.
Yeah, it's very jarring.
Yeah, like laser, steel chest is the first thing that comes up when you type in L. And there is so many things highlighted. Like copper cable, electronic circuit, flamethrower, nuclear reactor. They all have L's in them. But I don't need this. I don't need this list. I don't need... The list is probably okay. The list is probably fine to come up instantly, but I don't need all this shit highlighted straight away. I just need a half a second delay. Just a little bit so I can type the next letter. And then, LA was lamp, and then I don't know what next. And a bunch of other stuff. LAS is plastic bar again, because plastic bar is at the top of every single list. Yep. Yeah, also maybe sort by alphabetical order. So laser has a higher chance of showing up at the top of the list. Just a suggestion, random suggestion out there, rather than plastic bar. Yeah. So it's a nice feature. It needs a tiny quality of life, just a nitpick, I think. But I like it. And I should mention this is a mod currently. It's one I've been using in the C-Bus. They've been a little bit more wise and limited about it. They have said we added a few things that we found useful after place testing, so we can search for map tags that not a lot of people use, but also search for train stops, which are automatically sorted to the bottom of the list, because there tends to be a lot of train stops, especially if somebody types in something simple like iron or copper.
Or if you have a large base and you have a lot of iron outposts.
Yeah.
You might have 100 of them.
Yeah. So they did consider adding more to the search, like the locations of logistics chests containing items, but we decided not to go down the rabbit hole for now, mainly because we naturally need to make all the items in all containers searchable, and it would become a performance nightmare. Now, we're talking about the possibility huge spam of the search results. Now, the mod, so there is a mod called Factory Search, which does this, except it searches optionally. You can tick on, and you can search for something and then choose to extend the search, I guess is probably the best way of putting it, to say, hey, search inside containers. Don't just search for the building that's making them, but also search inside containers, also search on belts, also search in pipes, so you can search for liquids, because that's one thing that the current implementation is not going to be able to do. If you have some unique building, like where you're launching like a rocket silo, which is probably going to be fairly common, but it's also going to be potentially fairly unique on some of the planets, because you might only ever build one. But if it's a multiplayer map, you have no idea where somebody might have put it, especially on a large base, or on the Fagola world, where everything's lots of little islands. Trying to find the one island that happens to have the rocket silo to launch stuff back into space could be awkward. So...
In before someone in multiplayer names all the islands.
Oh my god, with map tags.
Yep.
Oh boy, I didn't even think
You
about
know what's
that.
going to happen.
Oh, yep.
Because you really need to know which island is which, and the value of every ore deposit, even though you can hover over it.
Yeah. Look, the only advantage to pre-tagging them means you can see how much was there and how much is there now, but who cares how much was there and how much there is now? Is there now is the only important number that matters. But yes.
If there's still more, if there's still there, then it should be mined faster.
Yeah, if it's more than 0, keep mining. Yeah. So they have said if you've got any good ideas, please reach out to them. They're happy to hear good ideas. And I would definitely like the ability to search for something like laser turret and then have an optional. No, I don't want those laser turrets. I want to search inside all the boxes for Power Armor Mark II or well, that's a classic example actually. If you accidentally die and then pick up everything and you had a power armor that was fully equipped for base building, another one for combat, and you accidentally dump it to a trash slot and it ends up who knows where, I'd like a search button, because I could ask the bots to deliver it, but sometimes the bots are lazy and forget things, and also sometimes I accidentally put things in non-logistics chests. So,
well, in that case, why not search the logistics network in the logistics menu?
No, that's had a search for a long time.
I think the only thing that would be useful there is if you can search all networks all at once instead of having to
each individual network. Each one. Yeah,
that would actually greatly help that search function. There's a good suggestion for you, because they did say good suggestions, not bad suggestions.
I'm happy for the performance cost to search for on belts and in pipes and all that sort of things, because the mod has a performance cost to do these searches. But all you need to do is just say, yes, I want to search on all the belts. And, you know, to start with, there's not that much performance cost, but as the base gets bigger and you get more belts, obviously the performance cost increases.
Here's a thought also for going back to the map view snapping around. Why not change the zoom so that it encapsulates everything that's highlighted to a maximum?
I think it's not at max zoom, but it's close to start with.
That can zoom out a lot more than what it is.
But that's another thing. I think that'd be more jarring if you change the zoom value.
Yeah, it just keeps snapping in as it zooms in.
Yeah, no, pass. Just half a second delay or something, just a little bit, so you can type a couple of letters before it. Yeah.
Even quarter second, or even a hidden setting in the hidden set. Hidden settings.
The rest menu. The rest menu. Yep.
Yeah.
They've also added pins, as shown in the search bar. There are little pins next to each search results, which the connection to the related feature. The pins motivation for pins was like, I'm in a big base, I search for an item, I try to go there, halfway there, I kind of lose my place and have to search for it again to keep myself on track. Never ever happened. Never been halfway to something and been sidetracked for 3 hours because I noticed something was wrong and I fixed that on the way and lost track of time. And Factorio!
Squirrel.
Yeah. So, you can search a pin and pin it using the button. There's also a shortcut to pin any position or entity. By default, Alt plus right click. Every pin shows its location on the screen, or when off screen, it shows the arrow to the edge of the screen with the distance to it. It's mainly for when you just want to run towards your destination. Since we don't expect a crazy amount of pins to exist, give it time.
That's a bold assumption.
Yep. We had to list all the pins right on the mini-map where it can be edited or removed. The pin can be edited to change the caption, or you can also decide to not always show the arrow for the pin. It's mainly for cases where you use the pin as more of a long-term bookmark. I think a lot of people lose their cars and their spiders, so I think that's not a bad idea.
I've been known to lose trains.
No idea what this green thing is that's been blurred.
Yeah, there's been a lot of speculation that might be some kind of water because it's apparently oil patch-like. I'm not convinced, though.
It could be an odd-shaped green circuit.
It could be alluding to next week's FFF.
It could be. Could be. And why somebody mark clean up nests? Go do it. Don't mark it. Go do it.
Yes. Don't mark to do something. Go do it.
Yeah, this is how you get sidetracked for 30 minutes.
The literal definition of procrastination in this game is marking something instead of doing it.
Yeah. Typical usage of pins. You temporarily pin something, possibly a search result run there. You pin something as a reminder of what to do next. You pin your car or Spidertron so you can find it. Yep. You pin your friends in multiplayer games so you always know their location. That way you know where to drop the artillery shells. And when you die, it automatically pins the location of your corpse so you can actually find it. That's handy.
Very handy.
Now, my question is, does it support multiple pins for multiple corpses?
I hope so.
I do too. I can do a few pins for a few corpses. I can also see this very quickly rolling off the edge of the screen. Okay. So we have tags.
Going back to that thing about assuming that there won't be many of them.
Yeah, somebody who can easily die 100 times in a stream. Yep. So we have tags and pins. Is this too much? So map tags are shared between everywhere in the map and meant to be persistent as a marker of some position. Pins are very temporary and should be placed somewhere in a multiplayer game. Pins are unique for each player, and each player can choose what they find important. At the same time, they updated the alerts GUI. The old alert system was quite simple. It was for simplicity and was functional enough. If you clicked an alert, a flashing alert slot, it would open the map for the most important alert. However, with Space Age, as with all things, we need to go further. Opening the map some random planet as you click an alert isn't that useful. You know, might not care about some damaged wall on Narvis, but your space platform being smashed apart is quite a different story. When you click an alert slot, it'll open you alerts overview. And we can see, we've got Narvis, missing items, blah, 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 blah. A list of items separated per planet, clicking on it takes that location on the map. There's also a button to pin the alerts so you can utilize the pins as mentioned before. The alerts are still segmented by category, so things like missing materials and damage alerts show up as separate alert slots. As it is now. As always, pin your thoughts in the usual places. Now, first thing I want to add for the alerts is I really, really want a way to not necessarily filter, but say ignore. Like,
some way to ignore per surface specific alerts.
Specific alerts. Like, the fact that Narvis is getting walls damaged, I don't care. They're being damaged, I don't care. Being destroyed, I probably still don't care. Same as if you...
Remember the time when you used to get a whap
every single time something
was being damaged?
Oh my God.
Not destroyed, just damaged.
Yeah, and you became immune to it. You just didn't hear it anymore. And when it went off
deaf
constantly, you're like, oh, I think something's being damaged. You look over and you're like, oh yeah, half the base just disappeared. Because the sound was so annoying that you ignored it too hard. But not only that, if you go to the Fagola planet and then you get whatever you need and you end up in a situation where you've got to go back to Narvis for some reason. You have to go back to Narvis. Something is critically wrong. And you just need to accept that whatever on Fagola that you've got partway through doing is going to die, or Volcanus, or any other planet. I want to be able to turn off the alerts on that planet. I don't care if that planet's going to die. I don't care if it's going to be slowly nibbled to death. I don't care. I need to be able to turn off the items are missing alert, potentially the items are being attacked alert, potentially the items are being destroyed alert, but I still want to know an alert if a spaceship is being damaged or a spaceship is having parts being destroyed, because that's an alert that matters. but specific alerts on specific planets are going to be not important to me, so I want to be able to turn them off.
It's just going to go into the noise.
Yeah,
it's things like the construction alert does do.
Yeah, well, the fact that there's 262 down there means generally it's like, yeah, I don't care. I just ignore it.
It'll get done eventually, or never.
Or never. Or never. Never is perfectly viable. Or eventually I'm like, oh, the bots are being lazy. Click on the list and it's like, oh, yeah, there's like 5,000 things that they haven't done. Okay. Turns out I probably should look at that. And it turns out it's something silly, like, there happens to be no stack inserters. Why? Because there's no fast inserters. Why? Because there was one yellow inserter that was damaged, that was put into the blue inserter machine that stopped the whole production line. Because we still can't take something that's partially damaged and use it as an item, use it as an ingredient in a recipe for the next item up. But I can if I handcraft it, but not with an assembler. Is that fixed yet, devs?
That's a good question. I don't actually remember.
It hasn't been mentioned. Is that fixed yet, devs? Quality of life feature. It should be a part of this update. The fact that your wall is partially damaged when you want to turn it into a gate is fine. You can turn it into a gate anyway. Or at least 3/4 of a gate. It can come out the other end damaged. I don't care. Actually, I sort of do care because I probably don't have repair packs. Actually, I still don't care. As long as it goes through the process, I don't care. Yeah. So, Friday Facts, short, simple. Mojo was wrong. We got no big announcement at Friday Facts 400 with
no 400 milestone.
No. We've sold 4 million copies, 5 million copies. Factorio on the Switch was semi-successful, partially successful, okay-ish, worth the time, worth the effort. Nothing like that. We got Friday Facts. We have pins and search.
We got something mundane. There's a thing that I thought that it wasn't going to be.
Yeah. We also got another mod has been ticked off the list and has been killed mostly permanently. But the mod has extra functionality that the in-game doesn't, and the in-game's going to have done it a whole lot better than the mod has. But, yeah, it's another mod that bites the dust. Yeah, and I'm assuming this is going to be part of Factorio 2.0 rather than Factorio DLC only.
It sounds like it'll be part of everything, even though it's not explicitly stated.
Yeah.
There's no reason for it to be expansion specific.
DLC only. Yeah. All right. Anything else you want to add?
There's not much more to add to it other than what already has been contributed.
Okay.
I mean, it's all just what's next week.
What's next week? Bite us.
You're on the bite again?
If I say bite us enough, if I say friends enough, eventually I'll be right. Eventually.
I mean, in the back of my head, I'm like, there is a chance it will be biters.
Yeah.
I wonder what you would get for biters on Vulcanus.
I don't know, because that...
Oh, it is the Scorpions.
Oh, we finally got the Scorpion. Yes. Yeah. Scorpion fits in on Vulcanus perfectly.
Yeah, and the electric enemies on Fungolia, Funtimia.
I don't know.
Mechanical tech enemies is what I'm predicting.
Mechanical tech enemies. Yep. Biters. Lava monsters on Vulcanus. Maybe. I don't know. But
laying down mine is I'm going to go back to what I was saying before. Maybe we'll learn about this smudged out green thing. Green thing.
Yeah.
Which means it'll probably be something else mundane with trains.
It could be. It could be vitally important. It could be anything. Like, I went through the blueprints. I'm like, there's an SR latch there. There's some sort of speaker thing. There's decon trees. There's a couple of train tracks. There's nothing critically here in this screenshot. This video is the exact same. It's all boring. All right. I've been through this frame by frame. There's nothing that I see. So, yeah. Next week's Friday Facts. Hopefully something else. I do notice it has add space platforms. There's a button to add more platforms.
Maybe there's something to add to the space platforms.
Like, there's a button to add space platforms. So there's not going to be just to put a magic thing in some sort of rocket solo and bang, you get a new space platform. Maybe you've got to click a button first. I don't know. But I do know that this is the end of Friday Facts number 400. Short, sweet, and searchable. So with all that said and done, As always, thank you guys so much for watching. Do hope you've enjoyed. And myself and Mojo, we'll chat to you next week. All right, bye.
Bye-bye.